So this is MIWA's third film on her channel, and this is by far my favorite. And not just because Clinton Joshua is in it, because he's been in a film of hers before. That one wasn't bad, but I thoroughly enjoyed this one better. And it's even more like surprising to me because like this is like a Valentine's Day film, right? Like it's a Valentine's Day romance. I kind of was already expecting something very mushy, cheesy, unoriginal, predictable. I was kind of like, oh, here we go, rolling my eyes, right? But she did such a good job with this story, or whoever wrote it, whatever. I'm gonna say her, but she did such a good job with this film because they remixed and spiced this storyline up so much that even though I ultimately knew how it was going to end, I enjoyed the journey and the ride of this movie so much that I didn't even mind the fact that it was predictable. And that is hard to pull off, especially with how many movies I watch. So kudos to her for that. Like she, like I said, really remixed this from being like your typical run of the mill Valentine's romance to something very fresh, exciting, and, nice and brand new in a way. But yeah, so basically, in this one, Miwa like owns like a gift shop, or like, where she get like, you can buy like little trinkets, gifts, balloons, kind of like things like that. And somebody ends up coming to her shop to do an anonymous gift for Clinton Joshua. Now Clinton Joshua is like a famous love podcaster that kind of has like a stint online where his ex comes online to like bash him, spread false allegations that he's a fake, blah 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 blah. So his reputation is kind of on the line. He's going through a rough time. People are dragging him. So I guess this fan just wanted to do something nice for him. But the fan said that MIWA had to be the one to go drop it off because obviously the fan wanted to remain anonymous. And he wants her to like look nice. MIWA's typically dresses like a tomboy. So he said, you have to look nice, you have to look the part. So when she goes to drop it off, Clinton is on live and people see MIWA in his live, and then he just kind of runs with it and says, oh, MIWA's his girlfriend. Live ends and MIWA changes it for him. Like she switches it all the way up. Even he is shocked. She's like, what the hell? Why would you do that? You don't even know me from anywhere. Why would you say that? Now you got me all over the internet, blah, 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 blah. And it's true because by the next day, she wakes up and she's Insta famous, right? So basically, he comes up with this thing where, hopefully, like she'll agree because it'll give her exposure for her store as well, and it'll help her. So it's like a win-win. She just has to pretend to be in a relationship with him at least until Valentine's Day to try to like, spin this story, get some of his sponsors to come back, blah, 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 blah. So like, how does it go down? Does she agree? I mean, hey, what's in it for her? Like I said, she is going to get exposure from her store, which will hopefully lead to sales, especially in this, season of love. So she's going to agree to it. How are they going to manage? Because MIWA seems like she can't stand Clinton. So yeah, watch and find out. But like I said, it sounds like it's just like, oh, here we go again. But honestly, like I said, she infuses comedy very well. She infuses like so many things to spice it up, make it different, that I actually like ended up genuinely enjoying this film. I honestly would give this film like a 7.5, 8. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to initially. But kudos to MIWA. She actually did a really, really good job with this film, and I recommend it, and I think you guys should watch it. I think most of you guys would like it, especially in this season.